Yay!
I hate this show so much. You are all very, very welcome to the latest episode of Beyond Horizons Edge. Thank you for joining us this evening, wherever you are watching us from, whatever time zone you find yourself in. Or if you're watching this on VOD, get back to work. No. We are D8 Dungeon, and we are coming to the end of the first season of Beyond Horizons Edge. And I cannot wait. Not to cannot wait. That's awful. I can't wait till it's over and I don't have to do this anymore. No, I am really, really looking forward to bringing the first season to close. Earlier on, while we were kind of getting set up and Emma was kind of organizing the production stuff in the background, myself, Eilish, and Kat, and Emma were just kind of chatting about what has happened so far, where it's come from. And I was like, I had none of this planned. I mean, I had a little bit planned, but none of this is none of this is what I had intended.
Sorry.
But in the best possible way. If you're out there and you are watching along with us now live, do feel free to say hello, howdy, and hiya in the chat in that particular order. That would be great. But we have a couple of bits and pieces to run over. Jeez, where? What?
Is it just setting the mood for the rest of the show? Moody just cruising along on a tractor.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's gonna be one of those like DEI ads.
Yeah.
What it is.
We have a couple of bits and pieces to go over, and I will run through, and then I'm actually going to ask, and I will buy the pair of you a bit of time. I would like you to recap the last thing your character remembers.
Oh my
So
god.
sort of a review from your character's perspective in those last few moments in your respective sessions, because this is actually the first time in about maybe a month, 2 months, that thanks Lappin Hero, that Eilish and Kat, you've played together, right? Because we've split the party.
Extreme split.
Extreme split. So I will, and we'll start with Kat, and then we'll go to Eilish, and then we'll pick things up. But before that, a couple of things to mention very, very quickly. We are D8 Dungeon. We are a group of TTRPG players predominantly from Ireland. And we love telling stories. That is our whole shtick. Telling stories, having a laugh doing so, and sharing them with audiences all over the world. You can catch our content here every Monday and every Thursday with Beyond Horizons Edge, Ben and Jacqueline on a Roll, Saving Grace, and Random DMs live on Twitch, or over as VODs on our YouTube channel, D8 Dungeon. If you're like, VODs or Twitch, I prefer my are you okay, Eilish? Because there was just a lot of this like rolling. I just love
I'm trying to stretch out my back. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I was like, whoa, okay, someone's really liked the VODs. If you are into your podcasts and audio dramas, then we release a podcast series called Romance in the Dungeon. We're in our 3rd season, and that is out every Friday on all major podcast platforms. And plenty of time between now and this Friday to catch up with all previous 2 seasons before we get the latest episode out there. And then this coming Monday, we have a brand new show starting. Well, not brand new. We're returning to a show with the 2nd season of Saving Grace, A Garden of Lies, kicking off next Monday. And there is 1 or 2 more bits and pieces in the works that you can check out. We've just kind of wrapped up the casting for a new project called Masked Legacy. And if you keep an eye on our socials or our Discord server, D8 Dungeon, again, the link is in chat. In the next couple of weeks, there might be talk of something new that we are working on. and that we will be opening to the community to get involved in. But last thing on my list to do before I hand over to Kat and Eilish are our good friends Mystery Dice Goblin. If you are in the need for some TTRPG goodies, accessories, maybe you want a set of dice, but you don't want to pick the set of dice, then if you head on over to mysterydicegoblin.com and you pick up a blind bag or a mystery bag, you will get exactly that. You will get a bag of goodies. And the dice are phenomenal. They're really, really cute. And if you use the code D8 at the discount, you get 15% off your order. And we get a portion of that sale then back to us, which helps us pay for commissions, math, music, you name it. You basically help keep the lights on around. So that, as always, would be really, really appreciated. You are helping a TTRPG business, and you are getting some goodies in the meantime. They've just announced their advent calendars are going to be opening for pre-order for in the month of October. So to get that DM in your life. And
Love advent calendars.
I love an advent calendar. I do love a good advent calendar. Oh, me. Okay, my bad. I will keep that in mind.
Can we? Oh, can only we hear that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do we have secret producer in our ear?
Sorry.
Wow.
The producer in my ear is telling me that I've been. Oh my god, that's brilliant. Sorry, we're just getting a note from my producer. Diara's character has died. Okay. And will now be replaced by Regiment. But we've yeah, that's it. That's it from me. Over to Kat for Mooney's recap.
Oh my god, I haven't played since the 6th of August. Is that right? That's so long ago.
Yeah, that's close to 2 months.
So long ago. So basically, like what Minnie remembers is that her and Richmond wake up in the Summerkeep Guild house, and Mooney remembers everything. She knows that she has to go around and start stealing hope. Richmond does not remember anything at all, but he had fun because he vandalized the Summerkeep portrait. He drew himself as the Summerkeep master with a little crown. Let's see. The other recruits are working on finding missing cows, but Minnie and Regiment have been tasked by Byron to go to the Brookfield Manor to find a missing amulet called the Bark Tree Amulet. And now Minnie thinks Byron is up to something. He thinks that he's behind all these resets. And in order to stop the resets from happening, she needs to steal the hope of her friends so they can wake up, which is what she thinks. I no longer think that is happening. But she doesn't know that. So Minnie and Regiment go out to find the amulet. Hilarity ensues. They are attacked by gnolls, and using the gnolls as a distraction, Minnie puts Regiment to sleep, steals his hope before she is whisked away and leaving him for dead to the gnolls. Oops.
Just checking.
Oops, all casualties.
I think I can hear the producer crying in the background. Thanks, Kat. Eilish, how much of those memories align to what Diara knows?
Lies.
And what
It's all lies.
No, it's not.
So, according to Docus, Mooney is doing the opposite of what needs to be done for us to wake up. And Diara has been scrambling on Mooney's warpath to try and catch up to her to explain this. So far, she has been moderately unsuccessful. So she got to Annam too late. He was already dead. And she thought she got to Reggie in time, but now she's not so sure because he also died.
Oops.
Died. So yeah, now as far as she's concerned, Mooney is murdering our friends for some unknown reason or some misconstrued reason. And when we left off at the end of the last episode, Diarra had one of the coins, but she has no idea where Mooney is gone. She kind of was too busy grieving for her bestie. So now she's kind of like on the rampage, but also with no direction, which is very productive.
Rampaging in all directions.
Yeah, sounds like Reggie.
Actually, yeah, it's quite fitting. Yeah, and that is actually we're picking up in the woods just to the northwest of Brookfield Manor, where Diarra has let out this absolutely ear-splitting, heartbreaking scream, and as the rain kind of buckets down on Diarra, Mooney, somewhere else deep within the heart of these woodlands, you hear what sounds like a wailing scream of agony. And in that moment, the coins in your pocket, the 2 gold coins, feel incredibly heavy. You are soaked to the bone. You don't hear the gnolls and their chattering laughter. You heard what sounded like a crack of thunder only moments ago. The rain is pelting down on top of you. Everything is dark. And at this present moment, your situation in the woods, you don't really know you don't know the path back to the manor, and you don't know what direction Summerkeep Guild is. You find yourself lost in this forest. What are you doing?
Oh no. Minnie doesn't get like a long rest or anything, no.
No.
Oh no. Minnie's gonna take the coins out of her pocket and just have like a closer look at them.
One of the coins, the one that you first picked, like in the room that you kind of Annam had, it's cold and heavy, and there is sort of it's about the size of the kind of the palm of your hand. It's like it's closer to maybe a golden disc than it is a gold coin, to be fair. But the second one, is the one you took from Annam in those final moments as you reached for his hope, and you grasped it, taking it from him. You saw it sort of shift, and the luster in it has kind of gone, and slowly but surely, even as you reach into your pocket, you kind of find like some of the residue, some of like almost as if it's been rusting and like it's been flaking off. The coin has actually been changing, and now you see that some of the marking, some of the etching, it's almost illegible, but it's starting to look like the first coin, the coin of Groom's coin of despair. It's starting to it's almost as if the coin is changing, as if hope is shifting to despair.
Minnie, satisfied, is gonna just put them in her pocket and kind of like look around. Does she recognize anything?
Give me a perception check.
15.
It's that thing, Mooney, as you are kind of like your eyes have kind of adjusted to the darkness, and like even with dark vision, it's kind of hard to make sense of where you're kind of coming from. And as you kind of pocket the coins and you spin, kind of looking around you, you've kind of got your bearings. You know the direction you came from. You have been running west this entire time, so turning backwards, you can just about kind of see some of your footprints in the muck and in the dirt, and you know that if you go back, you'll probably encounter the Knolls or Regiment, or what's left of Regiment. So you know the way you've come from. You know you're now facing westerly. So from there, you know that like if you go north, you're probably going to head further into the woods. If you go south, you more than likely will end up back towards the fields that surround the manor, and eventually back out onto the road that could take you back to Canuck.
Minnie is going to make her way to the road. So she is.
Okay.
And she might try and call out to Grum. Now she thinks she's accomplished her task of saving Regiment.
As you, sorry, I have another sneeze coming, so I might suddenly stop talking and mute my mic. I do not want to sneeze directly into the microphone. Mooney, as you kind of you pitch yourself kind of facing south and pulling up your skirts are so heavy from the rain and the mud that kind of drags on them. And all the while you feel the weight of those coins, the sound of them clinking, even as the rain pelts and hits you, and you can kind of feel its cold sting on your face. You turn to move south. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Wisdom. Oh, 12.
There's a moment where you're not certain. You think of Groom, and it's a thing of like, if I reach out to her, if I reach out to it, to them, and converse, maybe I can tell them what's happened to Regiment, and this can all be over. This nightmare can be over. As you picture them, and as their name forms in your mind, you have that sensation that somewhere in the woods, somewhere in the tree line around you, somebody is watching you. There is a pair of eyes that have locked on you.
Hello? I think I did it. I think I got his hope. Am I doing good?
Your voice echoes. Give me another perception check.
No. Natural one.
There's just, all you hear is the sound of the rain hitting the trees, the water, the wind whistling. But you feel as if someone is looking deep within you. And there is an overwhelming sense of disappointment and guilt.
What did I do wrong?
You hear rustling, and the sensation of being watched vanishes. And then a hand takes yours. Nothing. You have done as instructed, Mooney. and out of the darkness, these elongated, twisted, gnarling fingers just wrap themselves around you, and they hold you like they're expressing a sense of comfort. Or they might not look pretty, they might not look nice. Their hand, their grip is an affirming one. And the frail form of Groom just sort of coalesces out of the dark and the rain and the shadows and the night. And she just wraps her bony arms around you.
Is she shorter than me?
Yeah, she's kind of like, her head is buried in under, sort of like, she's kind of reaching just kind of above your navel, kind of just below your chest and just above your kind of your belly button, kind of just into your
Oh,
tummy.
Minnie hugs back.
My sister moves against us. You did not fail, Mooney, but Docus has meddled.
What you mean?
Regiment died for nothing.
What you mean he died, though? Like, we're not killing them, we're waking them up, aren't we? You said take his hope, not his life. That's what I've been doing.
The hug gets tighter.
No, Minnie tries to get her off.
Give me a strength. Give me an athletics check.
Oh, it's a 17.
You grab kind of like almost on her shoulders to kind of push her away. And in that moment, Mooney, as you feel your hands on her, and you feel kind of her old skin sort of, it moves, as the elasticity that would have held it kind of taut shifts. It's just old skin on old bones, and you feel beneath that just the skeleton of what she is. And your hands lift and rise, and now they're barely holding on to her as she towers over you, her hands wrapped tightly around you. We cannot live without hope, Mooney. They have fallen. But they will rise again. Only if you succeed.
Alright. So, I just have to get Diara's hope then, and Regiment will be alright?
She stoops low. And it's that thing, Mooney, where her height, she's swallowed in the night. Like, her form as this frail old woman, it's almost like the night sky itself has kind of stooped down, hiding her. But all the same, as you say, we have to take Diara's hope, you feel the side of her face, the edge of her jaw as sharp. You feel the cold clamminess of her skin just press into yours. I chose right. Clever girl. Good girl. Take Diara's hope. Rip it from her. And then we can set Bua free. And in this moment, as she presses herself into you and holds you tightly, Mooney, all in front of you just is swallowed in darkness. And again, you just see this spiraling tapestry of a million strings of light just swirling, falling, and disappearing into this void. And you are on the edge of the village of Canuck. You can see it's still late in the night. The rain has stopped. And on the hill called Doe, you can see the faint lights of Summerkeep Guild twinkling. Find Diarra. And the voice just dissipates.
Mooney's going to make a beeline for the keep, but she's specifically going to go and try and find the mural that Regiment had made and see if it's still defaced.
Okay. With you sort of tasked now to find Diarra and kind of making your way to the guild, we cut back to the woods, only about half a mile away from where you were, Mooney. Cradling Regiment's lifeless body. Diarra, what are you doing?
Getting soaked. I think if she's been sitting there for a little while, the kind of wrath will start to build, and frustration and confusion about why on earth Mooney would be doing this. And I think she's just going to get it into her head that she needs to find Mooney. Like, that's the priority. She needs to understand what's happening, because as much as the facts that she's facing suggest, she just refuses to believe that Mooney is randomly killing all of them all of a sudden without good cause. Good cause.
There's a reason my friend is killing us, and it must be
Yeah. I'm sure she has a perfectly good explanation. So she's gonna kind of think to herself, there's nowhere else that Mooney would go in this weather apart from maybe the keep. So she's gonna head back in that direction.
Give me a perception check or a nature check or whatever it is you think you could use to gather your bearings. Survival, even, I take.
We'll go with nature. So that's a 16.
It's as you stand up. What are you doing with Reggie's body?
That's what I was going to say. So obviously she's not going to be strong enough to carry it. So he had been kind of hiding in that hollow. So she's going to do her best to cover it. Cover him. It with
Emma's seething right now.
I can't see her, but I can feel the steam. I think she would do her best to cover it with like some fallen branches and that kind of thing. And maybe, I don't know, I feel like everything's going to be too wet to cast a fire to keep animals away, but maybe she'll minor illusion it to like make sure that no animals come near the body.
Okay, so we're going to say that you take a little bit of time to place him carefully kind of back into that small little hollow underneath the kind of overturned, uprooted tree. and then what kind of larger leaves or kind of foliage that you can find, you kind of cover the body to try and keep it out of sight of wild animals or whatever it might be. As you do this, all the while kind of staring up into the sky, looking for any glimpse of stars. And it is a particularly stormy night. So with the clouds kind of passing overhead, it's been difficult. But you do manage, you recognize some of the stars as they're laid out, and you have a rough idea of what direction you should go now, and you should be kind of moving sort of southwesterly to make it back towards Canuck, or at the very least back out onto the road. As you kind of get your bearings and you see that Regiment has been sort of carefully and respectfully kind of hidden, with no other option but to leave his body behind, you set off through the thick of the trees. Give me a perception check.
12.
There's a sensation that something is out there. There's something looking at you and watching, assessing.
I can feel you, you know. She's just going to roll her eyes and keep going.
I've lost her. And you hear a voice sort of call out from the dark into thick of bush.
She's going to hunker down and just be like, "We thought you left."
As you kind of drop down, they're kind of underneath a knot of brambles. You see two glowing, beady little eyes staring out at you.
You want to help me find her?
It's too late.
It's not. I can still try and stop her.
Sort of head low, emerging out of the bushes for a moment, Daira. It is that thing of it looks like it looks like a badger. Like it looks but then it isn't. Then it's that small little creature from the well, Boggle. And then he's a small child running around that you recognize from Canuck. Until finally there is just this sort of light that kind of maneuvers out, and it kind of hovers there, just kind of, again, at kind of knee height. And the voice just speaks to you. You don't see any corporeal form, but you hear it as much as you feel it. I tried to save her. I tried to stop Annam.
Annam? What did Annam do?
He found Groom first.
Does Diara remember the tomb at this point?
The tomb that Annam found.
Mm.
No, you wouldn't have seen it. You know there was a time when Annam vanished, and then ye woke up. But you don't know that Annam was the one to unleash Groom.
What? Why would he do that? I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose.
The form takes that of Sonny, the Furbolg, the young adventurer who you would have helped around in those early days. It's all starting to fall apart, Diara.
Well, then tell me what I have to do to put it back together.
You have to stop Mooney.
How do I do that? She's always one step ahead so far.
Sonny reaches kind of like a hand slowly towards you. And he just kind of like that just touches the small bag on your hip. You saved Redmond's hope from falling into despair.
Okay.
They're both, and he shifts again, and he becomes that light, that orb. We can't. I don't know how to put them back. And you see or you feel hesitation. There's no expression on this entity's face. It is just light, but you have an overwhelming sense of its emotions kind of bleeding into yours. Give me an insight check, actually.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 23.
There's a moment where it kind of feels like its emotions are overpowering yours and everything's getting muddied together. But you know who you are. You know yourself. And that acts as like a wall or a barrier as such from it. So you are able to discern very, very clearly its hesitation. Something is worrying. It hasn't told you everything.
I can't do this if you don't tell me the full truth.
The form shifts. And you see Bernard. It is real. Or close to it, Diara. What you felt. What he And he kind of places a hand on his chest. Felt. It wasn't supposed to go like this.
I don't know what you mean. How was it supposed to go?
There's been too many resets. The circles are crossing.
What do you mean resets? You saying we've done this before?
No, not this time. But think about it. How do you know me? And the form changes into half a dozen villagers from Canuck. You see Rotfang, the twisted knoll that you fought in the cave. You see Eileen Sapras. You see all these familiar faces just sort of blinking and moving and changing and shifting.
So none of it was real.
It is as real as you believed it to be. What's the difference?
I don't know what I believe anymore. I would never believe that Mooney would willfully harm our friends.
She has fallen to despair.
How could she be so naive?
At our lowest, we'll grasp at anything to save ourselves and the ones we love. I believe, and the entity shifts to the light form and then into Brassica. She's doing this to save us, to save you.
From what?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, 8.
I can't say, Dara, but you have to believe that she's doing this because she believes it to be right. And you have to hope that there's a part of her that you can reach.
Do you know where she is?
Home.
There, she's going to nod and then take off in a sprint.
And he will follow behind you. Like in his little badger form is running right behind you. And it is a thing of, as you rush through the forest and the dark and the woods, Briar's kind of cutting and snagging at you. He's kind of barking like, turn this way. Or he's trying to shout directions at you until eventually you come out onto a field. And it's that thing of like, there's nothing around you. You don't see any real building or structure, but he just runs past you. He's in the same sort of like straight line out of the field and kind of into like down a kind of a southwesterly direction. And he just yells at you to follow.
Yeah.
Mooney.
Hello.
You've made your way back to the Summerkeep Guild, and As you climb the road atop the Hill of Doe, you see that the lights in the guild are actually, some of them are diminishing. Some are they're going out. Candles and the lights are being snuffed. But there's still a few kind of flickering. There's always a light in the Summerkeep Guild, so that people can find their way to safety and shelter. As you are you just going to head straight inside? Are you just going to?
Minnie wants to see if the mural is still vandalized, like if there's any evidence that Regiment had ever been a part of here.
As you open the doors, the heavy, dark, solid mahogany doors of the Summerkeep Guild, they groan, and you hear a laughter of echo just sort of barreling down the stairs. And there in front of you, behind the guild desk, sits the long staircase up towards some of the smaller kind of little offices and the first floor dormitories, the second floor shared rooms, and then the private chambers of more senior members of the guild. And you just see, bombing it down the stairs, Annam and Regiment. They're half shoving each other. They're laughing. Regiment's face, his cheeks are glowing. And Annam seems to be holding like a tankard or a flagon or something in his hand way over Reggie's head. And they're pushing and they're shoving, and Regiment's trying to get it out of his hands. And they run right past you down the hallway into the common room.
Wait. Regiment? Annam?
Your voice echoes through the guild.
Did it seem like they even noticed me there?
No.
No? Oh, God. Gorm? Hello?
Nothing.
Did it work?
As you kind of turn back, kind of looking up over the doorway inside, you clearly see that the portrait, the landscape of the village of Canuck, sort of guarded or looked over by the stoic fortress that is the Summerkeep Guild, the house atop the Hill of Doe. You see that there has been some form of repairs done to the painting.
Okay, Minnie is going to go to the kitchen. Is Miss Cypress there, and is Diara in there?
You slip kind of down the corridor towards the common room where you saw Annam and Regiment kind of like pushing and shoving and kind of annoying and playing with each other, sort of slip in through the doorways to the common space. And as you step in, you see at the far end of the common room, there is just a fire burning. And squat low and like using the arch of his hand under his nose, you clearly see Regiment imitating Byron Oakshield. Like he's down on his knees and he's like pretending to be a halfling, and he's barking orders at Annam. And you see Diara sort of bundled up on the chair, like a book covering her face, and you can clearly see like her eyes, even though she's hiding most of herself, she's laughing. Like her eyes are portraying kind of the smirk beneath the book. And then you just see kind of Regiment go look completely and totally petrified. And behind you, Byron kind of just storms in and starts giving out.
Can Mooney try and like just slap Byron to see if her hand goes through him?
You sort of reach out or like kind of go to swat him. Your hand passes through, and with it, the image fades, and the fireplace dies down, and the images of Redmond, Annam, and Diara just vanish like mist. And you're standing in the common room. It is dark and it is cold.
Mooney's actually going to run up to her dorms and see if there's any evidence at all that she was here,
That Mooney was here.
that Mooney was here.
Turning on your heel and kind of running kind of up the stairs. Give me a perception check.
10.
It's that thing. It's that thing of like, what was that? And you kind of pay it no mind. It was probably the sound of your own footsteps, or you kind of running up the steps. For the record, I also see the comments in chat, and I realize what a monster I am.
Why? What are they saying?
This is beautiful. Let's just stay here.
No.
You run up the long stairs to past the first floor where a lot of the new recruits would spend that first year or two. Your shared quarters with Diara are on the second floor, and you spill into your room, Mooney. And yeah, what little you have in the way of belongings, a handful of books that you've taken from the library, all sit on your little bedside table. There is a small chest at the foot of your bed that you see like the sleeve of a blouse or the hem of a skirt kind of just poking out, that have been kind of like, they haven't been folded, they've just been fucked into it. Like, who needs to fold? Folding is a waste of precious time. So yeah, this is your room.
Okay. Minnie's gonna hobble over to Diara's part of the room. Is there just anything sitting out?
Because I don't want to make an assumption for Diara. Eilish, is there anything Diara would have in the way of personal effects noticeable that these are clearly Diara's things? You're muted, sorry.
I mean, her mirror would have been there if Mooney replaced it. And just like general kind of a hairbrush and what else would she have? Maybe a little diary where she writes like poems.
All right, so again, they're not hidden, they're not secreted away in any kind of thing.
No, because like normally Mooney wouldn't snoop.
Oopsie.
Well, she's doing lots of things she doesn't normally do.
Aww.
Are we sure Mooney hasn't been invaded by a body snatcher?
Mooney, you do. It's that thing of like, how does Mooney feel rummaging through Diara's personal effects?
Mooney feels sad. I think Mooney is just gonna stop looking. I think she's just gonna sit on Diara's bed and just like what she used to do with her spell book when she still had it. I think she's gonna open up Diara's poetry book, and she's just gonna take like a little pencil from one of the drawers, and she's just gonna like doodle little pictures in it. And just wait for Diara to come.
Can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
I think it's +3. Let's see. No, it's +1. 12.
You just with kind of a little small kind of nub of a pencil, Mooney, that you kind of keep safely wrapped and tucked under the fold of one of your skirts. You you kind of you just start drawing, and it's the thing of, as you do, your eyes kind of linger on the page, and you can see the swirls of Diara's handwriting. You can see where she has scratched out a word. You can see where she has obliterated an entire verse. And there's just 4 short little lines on the page that you've been kind of doodling around. The skies are blue. The world is bright. Hours melt in golden light. In endless fields where wildflowers sway, the magic of summer drifts away. And you find yourself sitting in a golden meadow at the end of summer. And there's the sound of a branch breaking, and Diara casting healing word as Regmund has fallen out of a plum tree. He got into an argument with Annam that plums actually fruit in early summer. He was proving a point, and there's just a couple of sheep kind of grazing around you, and you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. You can feel that the wind has begun to shift, that while it carries that sort of sweet summer perfume, there is a cold stirring within it. And you hear the laughter of Annam, Regmund, and Diara behind you as they call your name. And as you turn to stand, you find yourself in a clearing in the woods, and a large stone crypt about 50 feet away. And you see somebody moving. And that is where we will take our break. Sorry, Emma, to spring that on you, but I think that's a good spot to take a break. Remember to grab a drink, stretch, refresh. We'll be back. It's just gone 9:05. We'll be back at 9:15. So we will see you then.
See you.
And we are back. I've been getting chastised and admonished for apparently making everybody feel terrible
Hey.
about painting wonderfully beautiful, loving depictions of friendship. So apparently, I should just go dark and go evil. That's what everybody wants. That's what you're all getting. We left off with Mooney looking for Diara in the Summer Keep Guild, and somehow or some way transporting herself through memories, only to find herself now standing in a small grotto or grove in the woods, some way from the dark stone crypt. And you see, as I was saying, Minnie, you see somebody kind of nearby moving kind of down the steps at the crypt. But that's not where we are picking up. We're picking up with Diara and Brassica. You've made your way to the Summerkeep Guild. You are absolutely soaked to the bone. You are exhausted. You can feel like your lungs are on fire as you kind of try to catch your breath. There is in the hallway, you do see muddy, wet footprints, kind of leading into the common room and then upstairs.
Mooney-shaped footprints.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, she's just gonna tear after her. Does she see the does she see anyone?
Nope.
Or just the footprints?
There's
Okay, yeah.
nobody.
I'm just gonna tear up the stairs.
Um,
Checking for Mooney.
You're shouting Mooney's name. Mooney.
Yes.
In the grove, you hear Diara screaming your name.
Does she know what direction it's coming from?
All around you.
Dara. Hello.
The figure in the distance stops moving. And they turn. Dara, you don't hear anybody calling back. Nobody responds. The footsteps lead to your room on the second floor, and inside you see your belongings scattered across your desk and your book of poetry open on your bed.
Who is this person? Why is she acting like this?
Brassica has kind of come in behind you. I don't know.
It's like she's had this complete personality transplant. I don't know how anyone would convince her to do any of this.
If you find her, Diara, what do you plan on doing?
What do you mean? I'm gonna talk to her, tell her the truth.
And if she doesn't
what you
listen,
want me to do?
if she doesn't listen,
Diara's heart kind of sinks. You think I'd have to hurt her?
it might be a way of. And again, that wave of hesitation. It might be enough to force a reset.
How do I do that?
And as he goes to speak, the room lights up. It just, everything burns away in light. Brassica, the bed in front of you, the book of poetry, the chest of drawers, everything outside the window, you just find yourself standing in this brilliantly white, bright space.
She's just going to do a 180 and be like, hello?
When you turn and you look behind you and then you turn again, standing across from you, you see that tall, slender woman in the long, flowing silver dress and the wisps of white and silver hair sort of like draped over her shoulder. She stands only about 5 feet from you there, like an arm's reach. If you were to lean out, you could probably touch her. And you recognize, even though you've never seen her fully, you recognize Docus.
Are you here to help?
I have only tried to help, Daira. I cannot force these events. It wouldn't be fair. Groom sees differently.
It doesn't seem like Groom is playing fair. 2 of my friends are dead.
There is pieces to this puzzle, this story. There are fragments that you haven't found. So many of them, and the space just shifts, that light kind of washes away, and you find yourself standing in a bog, and you see Regmund smashing his great axe into the back of an earth elemental. Annam fully raging, and Mooney standing there like her arms twisted up over her head as she draws on magic. Pieces and fragments, and the earth elemental just blows to bits. And you see the chunk with the symbol of Ogham on it. And as the piece comes to mind, you find yourself standing in the woods, an ancient treant cradling a young lost little girl as if it was a sapling in his woods. There's the postman and the stolen letters. All of these moments spilling out in front of you, memories of memories, lives lived and rewritten, circles half finished. And you find yourself in a dark cave, the howling laughter of gnolls rattling around you. And you watch as Regmund and Mooney, and you even, slip down a narrow stone corridor, only to have Annam disappear. And you find yourself in a collapsed space, a long black grey stone cold tomb. set into the dirt, and Annam struggling with Brassica, only to take a small disc and open the tomb. You don't have the time. Mooney has 2 coins. She can set Bua free with just 1 more. You spared Regmund and his hope turning to despair. She turned Annam's into emptiness. She carries her own despair and doesn't even recognize it. Your friend has fallen.
How do I fix it?
Have hope. And you find yourself in a clearing as the sun begins to rise. A large stone mausoleum set in a grotto. And you see the figure. First, it's that thing of, what is that? There's a slight movement, and you hear your name called out by Mooney. And it's somewhere in front of you, somewhere on the opposite side of this clearing. And you see something move. And between you and where the sound of Mooney's voice came from, climbing up the steps out into the clearing, Byron Oakenshield.
Yeah.
What?
Is that you, Mooney?
Hello, Byron. Fancy seeing you here.
Did you and Regmund get back from the manor?
Oh, aye, Regmund's made his way back, no problem. No thanks to you.
You're welcome. I guess. Is he all right? Like, it's you found the amulet then? You caught the thieves?
Well, no, we didn't actually find the amulet. That wasn't really a priority, unfortunately, for me, but that's not the point, though. What's going
no,
on?
Mooney. You were hired by the estate to recover the amulet. That was kind of the only priority, and second to
Well,
that, catching the thieves. So
I refuse the right to refuse service to people. And I'm refusing my service to you, Byron. Because something's going on and I think you know it.
something's going on. Is this? Mooney, is this one of your stories? Your fairy tales? Is this what are we? Did Regiment put you up
No.
to this?
No, and speaking of which, because of your stupid resets, I've lost my spell book and I kind of want it back now. But who's Lomar? Who is that? Why did you beseech him when you're resetting us over and over and over again and keeping us in a loop? I want to go home. I don't even know where that is now, but I know that Regiment and Annam is there. I'll take Diara back there too. But you're fittering around with stuff and I want to know what's going on now.
Moni,
Yeah.
were you drinking with Richmond? Did you eat something funny?
No, you're gaslighting me. I don't know what that means. I read it in a book, but I feel like that's what you're doing right now.
You don't look well, Moni. You look tired.
I don't feel tired though. I don't feel anything. I was wandering around this big void here and everyone else had their wee thread apart from me. I don't feel anything, Byron. All I know is that I don't want to do this anymore.
Moni,
What?
and his eyes lock on you. What have you done?
Did what I was told. I got a free destiny or something, and then I can only do that if I take their hope.
Take whose hope?
My family's. Regiment and Annam. Dara is sort of a work in progress now. I've not really figured out how I'm going to take my own hope, but I'll get round to that when I need to. I'll read like a really sad book or something.
Moni,
Yeah.
who told you to take their hope?
Gorm. She said she was one of the forlorn or something.
And you stole from them. You stole Annam's hope.
I did, I.
And you stole Regimond's hope.
Yeah.
And you've no idea what you've done.
Well, I'll help them.
How?
I don't know. All I know that this isn't helping us. Doing the same thing always back and forth, not knowing when we are.
You have ruined everything.
That's sort of the idea.
And he just goes deathly quiet. Dara, you've heard pretty much all of this. And you see Byron just kind of shrink into himself, like his head sinks, his shoulders drop. What are you doing?
Sneak attack.
Tempting. How far away from them am I?
Again, you're at the edge. You're about kind of maybe 40, 45 feet.
Do they know that I'm there?
Like again, they've been locked in conversation. If you're now making an active attempt to hide yourself, what's your passive perception, Uni?
Oh, let's see. My passive perception is 14, 11.
Okay.
God, I really didn't take a long rest. No.
No.
My 9 points.
I
I don't think it's going to be fair.
I would say as of now, Dara, unless you if you stay still, no one's going to pick up on you. But if you're going to do anything and you want to stay hidden, I'm going to have to ask you for a stealth roll.
She's going to. How close are they to each other?
Would you have approached Byron? Mooney, would you have would you have walked towards him knowing that it was him? Because he did come up from the mausoleum, so he moved. We're going to say it's like equidistance. So we'll say that crypt sits in the middle of the grotto. That's 45 feet from where both of you would have been at the edge of the clearing. So it's kind of 90 feet in diameter. So Byron would have moved maybe 10 or 15 feet towards you. So there's 30 feet between you and him.
I think there may be maybe a 15 feet diff.
Okay, so Mooney would have come a little closer. Okay, without kind of getting up within arm's reach.
Yeah, not in his face.
Yeah, there's about 20 feet between them, which would put Byron at about 60 feet away from you currently where you are.
Okay. Having heard all of or most of that conversation, she is going to cast Zone of Truth between the two of them. It's a 15-foot radius. And she's going to say, you both need to tell me everything.
Is there a save?
Charisma.
Oh.
It's pretty low, to be fair.
No, it's an 8.
That's a 19.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh. Well done, Diara.
But I know he's going to lie now, right?
People in chat are like, get him.
One of us tells the truth, the other only tells lies.
It's the GM, he's lying. So just to read that as it is, you create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts a turn in there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. So you just know the Zone of Truth has had no effect on him. But that's not to say he's not telling the truth or lying. So how much of what Byron has said to Mooney at this point does she believe?
I don't know, because when he first said, what did he say? Like, you ruined everything or something.
Yes, yeah.
He sounded annoyed, but not annoyed. I don't know how to describe it. He didn't sound annoyed like she had done the wrong thing. He sounded like he was annoyed that she had done the right thing and he was trying to do the wrong thing.
Gotcha.
So now Diara's like, what? Because Diara thought Mooney was doing the wrong thing. But now if Byron's the one who's been casting the resets or setting the resets for whatever reason, she's even more confused about what the hell is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I assume it's that thing of like are you kind of walking towards them and saying this as you cast the Zone of Truth, Diara?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would it's that thing of he turns and when he sees you, and Mooney, you hear Diara call out, and again you are aware of the magical energy as well, and you can avoid answer questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. So you can't, when you go to say something, you can avoid telling the truth. Is that what that means?
Yeah, so you can't lie outright, but you can't You don't have to directly answer as
Yes.
long as you're not lying.
Yeah, so as long as you don't tell a lie, you can kind of skirt the truth, if that makes sense. So how much of what you want to reveal to Diara and stuff like that. So again, we'll pick it up from that moment of both of you turning to see Diara, and with her sort of just trailing behind Mooney, you recognize Brassica. He doesn't look at you.
Minnie is just going to turn back to Byron. What you mean? What did I ruin?
Fine. Let's drop the pretense, shall we? And his form shifts, and he is just a glowing entity in the same way
What?
Brassica was. This space was bestowed upon the four of you. It is your world, gifted by Lomar. And you broke it. Time and time again. We are charged with making sure this reality continues. What you are doing, Mooney, throws not only this world into chaos, but everything else that exists outside of here. Am I lying?
I don't think so.
So what will you do?
I don't know what I can do. Nobody will give me a straight answer.
That's not good enough.
Well, I know taking hope isn't a world that I want to live in.
I'm not like literally taking hope. I'm just doing what I'm told to get us out of here.
You are.
I don't believe you.
Mooney, I believe him.
I don't. He's been lying to us the whole time.
Yeah, but I trust Brassica.
What do you mean? What's Brassica been saying?
He said that you've been misled. Adam should have never taken the first coin. He should have never released Groom. And now all she wants is to bring chaos. We were happy before, were we not?
We were being lied to.
But we were happy.
I don't think I can go back to being happy knowing that none of it's real. I'd rather have chaos and truth than lies and order.
Yeah, but do you want to bring chaos to everybody else?
Chaos isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Brassica steps forward. He kind of just brushes off you, Diara, in that sort of nudging kind of reassurance. And you see him shift into that same energy, just that light form. Mooney, You make of the world what you believe in. You believed in this space. You believed in Diara, Regiment, Annam, the guild, the village, me. Let's just go back to that.
I don't want to. I don't believe a word he's saying, but even Byron said that this world was bestowed on us. We didn't make anything. I can make my own choices, and I choose to believe Gorm. Otherwise, what was the point of doing that to Richmond? It has to mean something.
I think it just means you trusted the wrong person.
Well, who am I to trust, though? Him? She looks at Byron.
Trust
Who
Brassica.
you'd- I
Trust
do-
me.
But what if I don't trust the person that sent you after me? I don't believe for a second that you weren't set on my tail by someone else, just like I was set off by Gorm. She was talking about her sister or something.
Yeah, but if you think about it, would you rather be led by someone who wants to give you hope, who wants to take your hope?
Well, it's a false hope, isn't it?
It doesn't have to be.
But it is, though. None of it's real. He even said that there's like everything outside this world. I don't want to be trapped like a wee boat in a bottle. Come on, Diara.
She's right, Diara. And Byron kind of looks at you, and then his eyes drift on Mooney.
What do you mean I'm right? Don't you be agreeing with me.
She's not the ship in the bottle. She's the storm. She is the harbinger of everything that sets to cast who and what we are against the rocks. She stole hope from Annam. She turned Regmund's heart to despair. She is and has always been, and his eyes fix on you, Mooney, now. An anomaly.
Minnie's. As soon as he says that, she's going to just think about that time in the void where everyone else had a thread but her. She's going to get real mad.
A quietness just falls in the grotto, and all you can hear is the swaying of the birch trees, just the groan and creaking, and that stillness.
Dara,
Sorry, yeah, go for it.
I don't know how I'm going to take your hope, but I really, really, really want to knock this guy out. Do you want to help?
He did lie to us.
He did lie to us.
she's just gonna look at Byron.
There are two paths before you, Daira. At the end of one lies nothing but the void, the unknown, the empty, the noise and the chaos. At the end of the other, you will find Regmund and Annam alive, ready to embrace you, to bring you home, to keep you safe, to show you love.
But it's not real, though, is it?
I thought you were smarter than that.
Minnie's gonna cast Mage Armor.
Mooney,
Mm-hmm.
you can't take her hope.
She can give it to me.
Not if she's dead.
Oh, no. Initiative right now.
We can...
She's gonna beat the shit out of him.
I'm actually like this. Like, I can actually see the tremble in my hand.
She's gonna take that as a threat.
Oh, no, it is. It's a full-blown threat. And I know you... So you cast Mage Armor.
Yeah,
we're
during the
taking as-
conversation.
Yes. So I'm going to take that as you sort of like pulling on magic around you.
Mhm.
Daira, what are you doing in that moment?
Panicking. She
Valid
is.
reaction.
She is going to kind of. She still doesn't trust Groom, but right now Byron has basically threatened her life. So she is going to cast Bane on him.
Okay. And Bane is a...
I can do first level or second level. So first level, you blah 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 make another charisma saving throw, and if you fail,
22.
Okay, never mind.
19 plus 3.
I don't think there's anything for half. No.
Okay. We can... So in that moment, Mooney, you hear Byron. You tell Byron she can give it. You pull on energy around you as you draw on the arcane, and you feel that magic beyond the grotto. You feel that magic beyond Canuck. It is everywhere. And you see Daira kind of snap her teeth, and you can kind of see the hiss and the curse on her tongue as she whispers the magic into the spell Bane. And as you look back towards Byron, there's just this roiling darkness around him as he casts Power Word Kill.
I can't react to that.
You utter a word that can compel one creature you can see within range to die instantly. If the creature you choose has 100 hit points or fewer, it dies.
What's the save?
There is no save.
Oh no.
She
Not
did.
Brassica. Is she dead?
Dara, you feel the magic, the curse come to you. And then it's as if the ground beneath you is pulled away. You find yourself falling, heavy like a stone. The world spins and you just see the trunks of birch trees spiraling up into a burning purple and orange sky. Darkness closes around you, and you hear Mooney screaming your name as everything goes dark. Cat, let's roll for initiative.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, now I roll like crap. That's a 5 plus 2.
That's a 16.
Okay. It's your action.
Minnie is going to cast a 3rd level Tasha's Mind Whip. So Byron needs to make a intelligence saving throw.
Okay. 4.
Yes. So he feels. So firstly, it does 3d6. Okay. 5, 9. It does 12 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then, let's see. On its next turn, it must choose between it gets to move, take an action, or a bonus action. It can only do one on its next turn. And let's see, as a bonus action, what can I do? I don't think there's anything I can do. Bonus action, I'm going to hidden step and turn invisible. Boop. And she's just going to try and flank him.
Okay. So
She's
you're
not trying to
come...
escape or hide. She's just trying to get the squeeze on him. She's out to kill.
This is what you created, Mooney. This is on you. When I reset, and it is only a matter of time, she's not coming back.
She's not going to say anything so she doesn't give herself away. But she's going to kill this man.
He... Let's see, what'll he do?
I have 9 hit points.
I'm trying to see what he would do. Damn it, Cat! Why did you have to turn invisible?
Bitch.
Okay. Do I need to? Okay. I'm just trying to see if I can just cast in time 60 feet. See. Okay. It's. Yeah. It's. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also each object in a 20-foot cube. But you've used your movement speed. He's going to do it anyway because I think that's the using his action, because you say he can only do one of the
Mhm.
3. He draws on magic, and you do see kind of his aura glows. That kind of where there was an entity of light swallowed by darkness, there's now Byron is standing there in the clearing. You see him kind of light up as he casts fairy fire out from him. But it's like, if you've come around him, he's not caught you in that. It is your action.
Okay,
So
Minnie.
if you've come around him, like if you've kind of used your movement up and around him, you are kind of standing between him and the crypt, the mausoleum, that stone structure.
Minnie is going to. Oh God. She's not even. She doesn't really have an objective for the mausoleum, does she? Just nothing.
No, you've been there. You've seen it a couple of times, and
Yeah, but
Byron
she's
brought
no.
you there.
Yeah, she's no objective. She just wants to kill this man. She's gonna poof back in, and she's not going to close the distance. She doesn't want to get too close to him. She's going to cast magic missile at 2nd level.
Okay.
So it's 3 darts. Oh, hang on. No, it should be more than 3. What is 3 darts? Oh, 4 darts. Yay. Oh, it's good. 7. 11. 14 force damage.
Okay. And your invisibility drops.
Oh, I only have 2nd level spells. Yes, it drops.
Okay. It's in that moment, Mooney, as you draw again on energy and the magic around you, that you cast it outwards, and as you reappear in the grotto, Byron turns on his heel just to be struck by these blades of light, and they crash into him, and he stumbles back a couple of steps when you see him kind of dust himself off, and then fix his eye on you. You don't care, do you? Nothing phases you, nothing about what you have done here and now. And he points over at Diara. That is on you, Mooney.
No, it's not. You did that.
Your choices made me. I had nothing else.
You did it because you didn't want me breaking your stupid bottle. I'm gonna break it anyway.
How long does Tasha's mind grip last? Is that
Oh, it's just 1 turn.
one turn? Okay. Can't do power word kill again. So let's see about yeah. He kind of dusting himself off. He kind of fixes himself on you, and his eyes drift over towards the crypt. Mooney, I would absolutely love to finish this, but I have pressing matters. And with sort of a flick of his hand, the space around him shifts, and you find yourself face to face with 3 gnolls. The same 3 gnolls from the woods, the ones you abandoned Regiment with, the ones you fought in the cave. And Byron kind of takes a step back as they move forward. It is your action. They're going to go at the end of the... so that was Byron. They'll go at the end of his next turn.
Minnie is going to... Oh my god. She's going to cast Sleep.
Okay.
Creatures within a... Oh my gosh, do you have to roll? What do you have to roll?
You have to roll for the amount of hit points that you
The
can...
HP. Why does it make it so hard to say? Oh, 5d8. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 14, 19. Oh, 24 HP. Starting with the lowest.
I will double check. 24.
24 HP worth of critters.
Not enough.
None of them.
No. None of the 3 gnolls or Byron lose consciousness.
Oh my god, what's Minnie gonna do?
Byron slips to the side, and you see him make his way down the stone steps into the crypt. He's not passing by you to evoke an attack of opportunity, but he does disappear.
What do I have to do? I don't have any bonus actions. I don't know if I run at him. Am I going to invoke attack of?
No, they're not within. They're not within melee range of you at this moment.
At this moment.
He's using his action, his movement, to just head down towards the crypt, and they are now going to go. So,
can I run after him?
On your... So you use your action. What's your bonus action? I
don't have a bonus action, but I have movement. Can I chase after him?
Yeah, so you can use your... It's that thing of like both of you are going to run for the stone mausoleum. And as you turn and you race in that direction, you see behind the gnolls and over Byron's shoulder, you clearly see Diara's body just lying there lifelessly. Mooney. Brassica just set and just kind of nuzzling into her. Byron just dashes down the steps, and you see him. He disappears behind the black iron gate as you kind of give chase. He has the lead on you, and the gnolls are going to take their action against you. One is going to fire with its bow. That's a 10 to hit.
That misses with my mage armor.
Okay. Another is Death Howl, the female caster. That gnoll is going to cast Acid Splash at you.
Oof.
So we'll see. Acid Splash 5e. And then she just makes an attack roll. Okay. And that is +6 to hit. And that's a 15 to hit.
Bonus reaction shield.
Okie dokie. And the Rotfang, the leader of the Knoll Thieves, is going to lunge forward and swing with his greatsword. So this is the last of the three of them. Sorry, Zul44. Yep, I definitely said Diara's body. Sorry.
Oops. Oh, what did you do? Is that a nat? Is that a natty 20?
No, I nat one it.
Oh, good.
And it's that thing, he swings, and the sword actually like he jams it, like, it goes right over your head, Mooney, and he actually buries it into the stone archway over the door, and it's wedged just over as you kind of dart in behind him. It is your action, and as you spill down into the room, the gnolls behind you pulling at magic to deflect and defend against missile, blade, and arcane energy. You see Byron standing over this stone sarcophagus in the middle of this crypt. You're too late, Mooney.
What am I too late for? Are you going to reset again?
Exactly.
I'm
And
going to keep...
He reaches, so it is your action. So he's reaching for something. It's your action.
Oh my god. I was going to do one thing and I'm going to have to do something else. Does he look hurt? Does he look injured?
He's got a couple of cuts and bruises on him. He does not look in any way.
He doesn't.
Nope.
He's reaching for something.
He's reaching for something. Yeah.
I'm going to do something that is really dumb. Wait, hang on.
Okay. In this moment, if you will allow me,
Yes.
and if chat doesn't get too mad, there's a light, Diara. A faint, distant light in front of you. You just see it sort of drifting, like little dandelion stalks, just sort of drifting. It hovers, it rises, it sinks, it climbs and it falls, but you see it down here in the dark. Diara.
Hello?
I don't want this to happen again. I don't know what's down that path. I don't know what Byron is trying to save us from. But I don't want him to kill you. I don't want him to kill Mooney. I give you my hope. And that little light shifts. And you see Eileen Sapras, Bernard Wall, Sonny, Kedrick, Alasha, Bursat. You see all these faces shifting, moving and changing. Mrs. Wall, the tavern owners, the postman, all of them, the town guards, merchants traveling in and out, all of these people that you have come to know and to love.
Sorry, Ben just said a chair.
Yeah.
No, there's no chair. Not in this moment. There's no chair.
Wah, 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 wah.
And then there's just a small little badger. And you feel him nudging you. Very weakly, very faintly. You feel the warmth of his little snout pressing into you. The little bristles and the wet of his tongue as he kind of laps at your face. Save Mooney from despair. Give her hope. And Brassica falls still and dies.
No.
Dara, your eyes in that moment blink open and you feel energy just rushing into you. You are playing Diara in her strength at level 15.
Oh, shit.
Don't let his death be in vain.
You see 3 vicious gnolls. You recognize them as the creatures in the cave, the ones beset on the new recruits. You see one of them with his twisted black iron sword buried into the archway of the crypt. And you can hear inside Byron and Mooney shouting at each other. That is where we're leaving our session.
Oh.
And we're going to pick up our finale in 2 weeks' time.
Why are you the way that you are? Why do you keep killing animals?
I'm sorry, Kat. I'm sorry.
My boy.
We
That's my son. My boy.
Brassica is actually Cedric Diggory.
Oh my god, Hufflepuff. Ugh. Stop it. You're ruining it. You're ruining the moment. I personally need to leave it there. I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed.
I'm the one crying. You killed my badger.
Though I look like I'm grinning, on the inside, I am falling to pieces, Kat.
Oh, it's so sad.
We are going to return in 2 weeks with our final chapter in this season, Horizon's Edge. So you're going to have to tune in 2 weeks to find out just what happens in these final moments. Massive thank you to Eilish and Kat for just helping to start to make sense of what's happening, but for just bringing so much life and depth to those 2 amazing characters and this session. But I would be remiss if I didn't flag Emma and Richard, whose characters have been, as players, equally as phenomenal in their portrayal of Redmond and Annam, but for being catalysts for this story. I am such a lucky TM to have these 4 players around my table, and to get to tell this story with them is just like I'm beaming. I am distraught. I am exhausted. I will confess, I went into this. Eilish, Emma, and Kat know this. I have 2 sentences written for this session: rising tension, underlined, and confrontation? Question mark is all I prepped for tonight's session. So to be able to get to do this and to tell this with you has been amazing. A lot of stuff has happened in this session, and there will be a bit of a debrief afterwards for myself, Kat, and Eilish, and Emma. If any of that was particularly triggering or upsetting for anybody listening, do please remember to just take a few moments for yourself, and do something light, even if it's just stick your head out the window and get where it's safe, obviously. Stick your head out the window, get some fresh air, take some water, just take a breath, and I will end with a quick reminder of who we are, where you can find us, and what's coming up next. But we are D8 Dungeon. This has been Beyond Horizon's Edge. To hope is to despair. And we are back in 2 weeks' time for the finale of this season. You will and you can check out all the VODs over on our YouTube channel. Coming out this Thursday is a brand new episode of Ben and Declan on a Roll, where myself and Ben from Homebrew Quest and D8 Dungeon chat about all things TTRPG. And this week we're discussing creative burnout and what that means for us in this space, how you manage it. And we want to have an open and honest, frank conversation about what it is to have this as a hobby and to pursue this creatively and minding yourself in that space. So that's on Thursday. Friday, we have a brand new episode of Romancing the Dungeon. Season 3 is well underway, and we're delving into episode 3. If you don't listen to Romancing the Dungeon, 1, I would love if you would give it a go. But 2, episode 2 of season 3, there's a call out to some familiar names from another show where there's a horizon and an edge. So even if you just want to check out that particular episode and the introduction, it's a little nod to the amazing players around this table from that table. And then next week we have Saving Grace. This time, this Twitch channel. If you thought this was intense, it's our gothic horror series set in the world of Romancing the Dungeon, but following the events and story of Grace Stormfield, a young woman besought by grief and tormented by her inner demons, seeking answers for who she is and why there's so much bad in the world. That starts on Monday. Season 2 starts on Monday, so I hope you check it out. Next Thursday, so not this Thursday week, random DMs. We have some other stuff in the works. Ben, if you're still in chat, I will be annoying you during the week about it. But you can find all of those VODs for all the other shows over on our YouTube channel. You can check us out on social media at D8 Dungeon on all of the major platforms. We have a Discord group where you can find arguably some of my arguably, there's no argument about it, I'm right, some of my favorite people on the internet, just hanging out, mostly annoying the roleplay bot and its prompt questions, but occasionally discussing shows, sharing memes. But if you want to check out our Discord, if I could actually prompt properly,
Dungeon.
Now it's Dunchkin. You can now finally visit our Discord server over there. You'll also get kind of the heads up on any new events, any new content, any new projects that we've going, as well as discussing the events of these stories. So join us over on the Discord and our very specific channel for discussing Beyond Horizon's Edge, the old Mirror Gossip channel. So if you want to share your theories on what's happening, whether you're Team Diara or Team Mooney, maybe you're Team Brassica now, who knows? That's it from us. A big thank you to Emma for producing this episode. As always, couldn't do it and give it the focus as DM if you weren't in the driving seat, Emma. So thank you so much for that. That's it from us. Hopefully we'll see you on Thursday for Ben and Declan on a roll, but we'll see you back here in 2 weeks' time for Beyond Horizon's Edge, the season finale. Take care.
Bye. Bye.